Hi, everyone, and welcome back to 1 Month in 1 Minute. So, June was one of those months where, from a high level, markets were still positive for the year, but the month itself felt a little uncomfortable. We came off a very strong May, and then in June, we saw markets pull back. The S&P 500 was down about 3% for the month, and the NASDAQ was hit a little harder because a lot of the pressure came from technology and AI-related stocks. And what drove that? Really, it was all these different pieces happening at the same time. We had geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, oil prices moving around, inflation coming in hotter than expected, and then investors trying to figure out what the Federal Reserve may do next. So think about inflation for a second. What does that mean? It simply means that the cost of things is going up. And when energy prices rise, that can flow through to gas prices, groceries, travel, shipping, and all the real life expenses that people actually feel. That matters because if inflation stays sticky, the Fed may not be in a rush to cut rates. In fact, markets started to wonder whether rates could stay higher for longer or even move higher again. Now, keep in mind, June was not all bad. The market is still up for the year, and we also saw some rotation underneath the surface. In plain English, that means not every part of the market moved the same way. Some areas like financials, industrials, and small caps held up better than the big technology names. And that's important, right? Because it's a reminder that concentration risk is real. If too much of your portfolio is dependent on one area of the market, like tech or AI, a pullback in that area can have a bigger impact than you may expect. So the takeaway from June is pretty simple. Markets are still constructive, but the path is not going to be smooth. At the end of the day, this is why diversification matters. Plain and boring wins the race. You want a portfolio that can participate when markets are doing well, but also one that doesn't rely on every headline going perfectly. And as always, if you want to talk through what this means for your plan, just reach out. Use this as a resource. That's what we're here for. You can schedule by visiting www.caserta-dejong.com or by giving us a call. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next month.